Welcome to the Hendo Audio Public Art Tour. This episode features the Nature in North Carolina mural at 318 North Main Street on the facade of the Hands-On Children's Museum just above the Black Bear Coffee Shop. Nature in North Carolina is an 18 by 18 foot mosaic created in 1993 by Ukrainian artist Vasily Polevoy. Unfortunately, Vasily passed away some years ago, so we cannot hear directly from him about the mural, but it is a marvelous piece of intricate art. Central to the mural is a depiction of the waterfalls surrounded by typical flora, fauna, and landscapes of western North Carolina. The mural is made of over 250,000 small glass tiles in 116 different colors, which were hand-placed by the artist on the building facade. The glass used is known as smalty, a traditional mosaic material sourced from Monterrey, Mexico. Smalty tile, sometimes referred to as Byzantine glass mosaic tile, is a typically opaque glass that originally developed for use in mosaics created during the time of the Byzantine Empire. They are made by mixing molten glass with metal oxides for color in a furnace. The result is a cloudy mixture poured into flat slabs that are cooled and broken into individual pieces. During the Byzantine era, Constantinople became the center of the mosaic craft, and the use of glass mosaic coated with gold leaf reached its greatest artistic expression in the former seat of the Orthodox Patriarch of Constantinople, the Hagia Sophia. The mosaic's glass tiles were mounted individually on a wet mortar base, a few square inches at a time. Polevoy's intricately designed and executed image was inspired by the mountains, rivers, flora, and fauna that the Polevoy family, then recent immigrants from the USSR, saw around them in their new home in Hendersonville. The work was commissioned by Don Gladeau as part of renovations to the former Belk's department store building, which he had purchased. Vasily Polevoy was a well-known painter, muralist, and mosaic artist from the Soviet Union. He was born into a family of Ukrainian intelligentsia, his father an engineer and his mother a math teacher. He was one of 6 siblings and started showing interest in drawing from a very early age. The family relocated to Russia after the Nazis invaded the Soviet Union in 1941 to avoid the perils of the war. They lived there in relative safety, but were extremely poor, and his parents could no longer afford to provide supplies for his painting. But after the war, sometime in the 1950s, Polevoy was able to enroll in an art school in the city of Yelets, Russia. Soon after, he moved to Leningrad to attend the Leningrad Veromukina Higher School of Art and Design, a leading arts and design school in Russia at that time. After his study there, Polevoy moved to Moscow, where visiting Westerners noticed his paintings, purchased a number of works, and took them to Western Europe. By then, he had become a member of the USSR Union of Painters. Another turning point in his career occurred when he was invited to participate in an international exhibit in Bratislava, then a major city in Czechoslovakia, and now the capital of Slovakia. Fellow painters, art critics, and collectors from all over Western Europe praised his talents. But in the 1970s, he fell out of favor with authorities for producing works that were not aligned with the ideology of the Communist Party. He also began to become more vocal about his Christian faith, which caused further scrutiny from the authorities. As a result, he moved back to his native Ukraine, believing he could practice his faith and art more freely. Many of the rich folk customs still survived there, along with many churches. Eventually, however, he was expelled from the USSR Artists' Union. Polevoy suffered great hardships afterwards, financially and emotionally. He was forced to work in a brick factory to make ends meet during that time. Yet he continued to show his art in underground and unofficial exhibitions, and continued giving private art lessons. He was also commissioned to paint icons for Eastern Orthodox churches in both Greece and Romania. When Mikhail Gorbachev came to power in 1985, bringing with him a new policy of perestroika and glasnost, or restructuring and openness, things began to ease for Polevoy. However, it was taking hold much too slowly in outlying areas such as Ukraine, where he was then living. So he and his family began planning to immigrate to the United States. They were finally able to do so in 1990. Ironically, just after that decision, Polevoy's art regained official acknowledgement. Many of his paintings were purchased by galleries in the USSR, including the Ukrainian Museum of Art in Lvov, a city in western Ukraine. In addition, Polevoy was invited to return to the Artists' Union of the USSR. By that time, however, it was too late since the family's plan to immigrate was well underway. So they soon left for America. Sadly, when Polevoy left Ukraine, he was not allowed to bring any of his paintings with him. Today, Polevoy's work can be seen throughout the former Soviet Union. His underground paintings from the pre-Glasnost era have been shown in art galleries in Italy, Czechoslovakia, France, Germany, Israel, and the United States. Vasily and his wife Julia and their daughter Anna came to Hendersonville in 1990 with the assistance of a local Baptist church in nearby Naples, North Carolina. A graduate of the Moscow Institute of Advanced Art, Julia was also an accomplished artist. Her work in mosaics, murals, and stained glass can be seen in airports, public buildings, schools, and restaurants across the former Soviet Union. In 1992, Polevoy's sister, Lyudmila, immigrated to the U.S. as well. She assisted Vasily and Julia with a mosaic installment on Main Street. We hope you have enjoyed seeing and hearing about the Nature in North Carolina mural by Vasily Polevoy. To hear more detailed information about the murals on this tour, visit dotellpodcast.com and listen to the full interviews with the artists. Thanks so much to our sponsor, the Henderson County Tourism Development Authority, based in Hendersonville, North Carolina. For more info, check out their website at visithendersonvillenc.org. Thanks also to the nonprofit STEEP Incorporated, STEAP, which stands for Storytelling, Education, and Arts Programs. Learn more about STEEP at steep.net. Thanks for venturing on the Hendersonville Audio Public Art Tour. We hope you enjoyed it. Please like, follow, and subscribe, and tell all your friends and family about it.